Okay, so I accidentally stopped recording. Still trying to work out the kinks and learn these buttons or whatever. But we just gonna go on and we're just gonna make this a part two of episode 3 of Love After Lockup. So the next couple that we're gonna talk about is Stan and Lisa. So Stan's getting ready for Lisa to be released, and he got his little college professor coat laying on the bed. He carrying her wigs around, and his friend Dash stops by. So Lisa calls him while him and Dash are sitting at the table, and she's kind of just going on and on about her brother, and she's telling him like when she first called, he was like, what are you doing? And she was like, oh, I'm in here reading the Bible. Um, okay, girl, if you're reading the Bible, who am I to judge? That might be something that really helps you with your spirit because it's. I imagine that when you're locked up and you're just away from society, like anything positive that you can have on your side can help. So I'm not gonna say anything about that. Um, Again, she was still talking about her brother, and it was like, okay, girl, we get it. Your brother, he got locked up. He in there. He gonna have to deal with the consequences. He sound like he's grown, so she just need to let that go. Cause Stan ain't feeding into that, and he not trying to hear it. And his friends just sitting up there listening to that whole conversation, like, are you kidding me? Because I feel like he might feel like his friend is putting up with so much, and he knows Stan way better than we do. So maybe he does kind of to a certain extent understand why he's putting up with so much, but then again I feel like he still feels like Stan is kind of going to this kind of blind and not thinking about all the repercussions or thinking about getting with someone that has so much going on in their life. Because while he was talking to her, she mentioned that she was still married to two different guys. She didn't know which last name that she should use. So she kind of made a joke and was like, oh, maybe I should use my maiden name because I don't have any felonies under that name. And his friend couldn't do anything but literally just shake his head, roll his eyes, and he's just like, oh, Lord have mercy, my divine friend. But anyway, Stan was like, look, I'm not worried about none of that. I know y'all got y'all concerns, but I got this. Let me have this, and I'll take care of the rest, okay? And the way that Dash was sitting up there looking at those wigs, he picked up that wig and was like, what is this? Like, the way he was picking up that wig, that wig looked kind of tangled, and it looked like it was synthetic. But as much as he paid for it, Miss Nikki Wig Specialist, I hope you did not sell him no 3 synthetic wigs for $1,300. I mean, if he did, he don't know no better. That's all I can say. He definitely don't know no better if he bought 3 synthetic wigs for $1,300. But I refuse to believe that those must be human hair. They better be human hair for $1,300. Because if not, he could have ordered those 3 wigs off of Amazon. He probably could have got 10 wigs. Shoot, more than that for $1,300. But Stan's laughing off all this stuff that Lisa's saying on the phone, and meanwhile his friend is just sitting up there like, man, I just hope he know what he getting himself into. I feel like when somebody's that old, you can give them advice, but at the end of the day, they're grown. They're going to do what they want. He has grown daughters. Like, he don't know if he's going through some kind of crisis, if this is his grieving process or whatever. So his friend is just kind of letting his opinion be known, but he's still, I feel like, expecting Stan to make the right decisions. And I guess if they're that good of friends, then in the back of his mind, he may be like, look, I'm gonna be here for him no matter what. But goodness gracious, man, you really walking us into a hole, and I'm really trying to like warn you and warn you and warn you, and you just not listening. Stan is just, I don't know what it is about Lisa, but he is absolutely trying to recreate whatever they had before she got locked up. Like, she must have rocked them socks off, because he is not letting go at all. Jail, her brother, drama, the 2 husbands, he ain't letting it go. So it's something. We just don't know what it is, but Stan know what it is. Stan definitely knows what it is. So he gives him an example like, okay, what if her ex-husband is like, broke. And he's trying to convince Stan to give him money because he knows that she's talking to a guy that has a lot of money. And Stan was like, no, she's not going to scam me. How can she scam me? She's in jail. And I'm sitting up there like, Stan, have you not watched any of the other seasons on Love After Lockup? Did you not listen to Lizzie's whole speech about how she was scamming dudes in jail so that she could make sure that she had drugs commissary, like getting whatever she can get out of men, just her tricks or whatever? Lord, please don't let Stan end up being a trick, because that would just crush his little world. And I feel like even though he is rich or wealthy or whatever, however you want to describe it, and I feel like he would have other options because of his economic standing in life, which would kind of get him more options than the average guy that's 65 years old with a regular job and don't have millions in the bank. Like, I'm just like, if she playing him, I don't know. Stan, he he moves like he has sense, but then he kind of doesn't sometimes. So I feel like he is putting himself out there, but then it's like, I feel like since she's in a different generation, is it like going to be more than he can actually handle? Like, he feel like he can handle it. Like, oh, this is just a woman. I'm not gonna let her get over on me. Like, I know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get this. This is the end goal, and then it ends up being too much because he's just kind of a little more so out of the loop since he's 65. Just like he said, when I was younger, we was dating. All we had to do was take a girl to get a milkshake. And it ain't like that these days. Because obviously he done put that JPay on that phone so that she can call him. Like, he's already doing stuff different. He already talking to somebody that's in jail. He's already like kind of shifting his standards around to suit her, and at the same time to get what he wants out of her, because he wants something. He's not just doing all this for her. He's doing all this for himself too. So let's keep that in mind. Like, Stan is not dumb, but at the same time, I feel like he is going to be ignorant to some of the things that he may look forward to dealing with her, since she's, much younger than he is. And his friend can see the red flags, just like a lot of us, and a lot of any I ain't gonna say a lot of anybody. Pretty much anybody that's on the outside looking in can always see red flags more so than the person that's actually in the situation. And it seemed like Stan just don't see none, or maybe he does and he's just ignoring them because he has his end goal in mind and we don't know what it is just yet. Because he could flip it on us and be like, yeah, y'all thought she was gonna play me, but guess what? So they kind of have this short scene with Rachel and Doug, and they're playing on the phone, and he's talking about how he really don't know how to work a up to date phone. But I feel like Doug is kind of young enough to still kind of get into it and still figure it out. Like, he may not be as into it as everybody else, but I feel like eventually he will end up getting it, because I mean, shoot, he gonna have time unless he just plan on getting out and just doing the same stuff that he was doing and stay out for 40 days and then end up going back to jail. And he really not gonna learn how to use no phone. But if he plans on staying out of jail, he'll get it. Like, once you just sit around playing with the phone, like, it's still stuff that I learned about my phone, and I'm not in jail, so it's just a learning process. So, that little, he'll get it. She'll help him out. His friends will help him out. Shoot, his son will help him out. His son probably know more than both of them combined about the daggone phone, because you know how these kids are. They don't know what you want them to know, but when it comes to that daggone YouTube technology, Instagram and all this other stuff, they know how to do all of that. So I'm sure Dougie is going to definitely keep him up to date. So we're going to move back to Brittany and Ray. So she meets his family and she brings these t-shirts for his family to wear so that they can all be dressed alike when he gets released. And she's looking at the house, while everybody's just kind of going around getting dressed, and she's looking around like, she's her mind is still working. Like, okay, what he told me is not adding up, but I mean, shoot, it is what it is. So, they definitely not living how she thought they was living, but she found out today. So when they're about to leave, the stepmom was like, look, don't nobody drive his dad around, so his dad gonna drive. Mind you, Brittany done rented this rental car. I'm sure he ain't on nowhere near that insurance or on anything. And I feel like she let his dad drive because she wants his family to like her. But at the same time, maybe it's just me, and maybe I have moved past the point in my life where I'm really pressed to like impress somebody's parent like I was when I was younger. And I guess more so kind of dealing with things you wouldn't naturally deal with, or not naturally, normally, or doing things that you don't want to do and stuff like that. Maybe I'm just past that age, because I would have had to let him know, like, sir, if you want me to add you to this rental insurance, this rental car insurance, and you want to kind of put in something on this rental car, you can. But if not, then I would feel more comfortable if y'all just follow me there, because I didn't expect everybody to be coming, and I definitely didn't expect to have someone that I just met drive my rental car. And when I was younger, I probably would have been like, oh, yeah, that's fine. You can go ahead. You can drive it. We all going to pick him up anyway. But no, sir. Not at this age. I'm sitting up here like, look, that rental car is in my name. Anything happened to it, like, I understand you're a little older than me, but you about to drive what? Well, maybe she ain't past that, because she was just like, yeah, okay, that's fine. She wants his family to like her. So she lets his dad drive, which I'm still not wrapping my mind around that. Like, first of all, how you even get off asking somebody, can you drive there? He didn't even ask her. He said, I'm driving. Or his stepmom, or his I feel like the stepmom said, don't nobody drive him around, so he's gonna be driving. How y'all gonna tell her that he gonna drive her rental car? That's not her personal car. That's her rental car. Even if it was her personal car, he's still not on that insurance. So I don't know. That was a risk. That was another risk that she was willing to take that I would not have taken, because nah, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it. So his grandma was like, talking to her in the back seat, asking her questions, and his grandma was kind of like throwing them little low key shots, because she was like, "Oh, well, I know you don't know him. I just know y'all are like more so aware of each other." And then off to the side, they interviewing the grandma. They talking to the grandma off to the side, and she's like, I wonder what's her deal. Why she gotta go and look for a mate in prison? What's going on with her? What's wrong with her? Why nobody on the outside don't want her? Like, his grandma was not sugarcoating it, because she was like, look, I understand he in jail, but that's my grandson. I don't know nothing about you. I don't know what you trying to do. I don't know what you trying to get him into, or have him, I guess, indebted to you, or have him with you and not having him with us and stuff. Like, I don't know what his grandma was thinking, but she just won't have it. She was looking at her definitely sideways and kind of chuckling to herself like, girl, we don't know you. We just tolerating this because I want to see my grandson when he get out. Now, when they actually pull up to the place where they're supposed to pick Ray up from, she's, letting everybody else know. When I say everybody else, I mean us. She's letting us, the audience, know that she expects Ray to come and hug her first. Not his stepmom, not his dad, not his grandma, nobody that has known him for a majority or all of his life. She don't want him to hug them first. She wants him to hug her first, which I don't understand why that's even a big deal. Why is that a big deal? Who gets hugged first? Like, it don't matter. And if anything, you should want him to hug his grandma first. You should want him to hug his dad or his stepmom first. Like, why would you think that you come before all of them? Because you don't. You don't know him for 9 months. You're not nowhere near on the level to be asking something like that. Like, you're not his wife. Y'all don't have children together. I don't know. I just think that's asking for a lot. But no, ma'am. You that's just a little off. I don't know. Brittany's starting to show her true colors like little by little. Like she keeps saying she got it together. She come from this type of family, yada yada. But as time is going on, I'm looking at her like, girl, you need to get it together because there's something going on up in here that is just a little off base. Like it's not, things ain't working how they should be, because for you to even mention that like shows some sort of maturity issue to me. Like why would that even cross your mind? Who is he gonna hug first? That's so stupid. Anyway, they pull up, the van pulls up, that's transporting Ray, and he gets out. He goes up to some window, but you can see he has papers in his hand. Maybe they're his release papers. I don't know. And he kind of goes. He's in line. He's not even acknowledging anybody. He goes up to the window. Then he goes back and gets in the van, and they're all just standing there like, what just happened? Are they taking him back to jail? Like, are they dropping him off somewhere else? Like, what's going on? Nobody's not communicating with them. So they left this. They left us on a cliffhanger as far as that. So I'm sure next week we'll find out what happened. So back to Deontay and Nicole. Oh Lord. Okay, so she is changing clothes in the car. She just got out of jail, and she's taking the clothes out of the gift bag that he gave her and changing clothes and putting them on in the car. He ain't saying nothing. Because the only thing that's going through his mind is, I thought she was spending the night at my house tonight. And now she's talking about staying at her mama's house. What the hell going on? So, but she tells him, like, today I want to stay at my mom's house, not yours. So, can when you take me to my mom's house, I'm gonna be staying there, and then I'll just catch up with you tomorrow. So they get to her mom's house, and she gets all her stuff out the car, give him a hug, give him a kiss, and he's like, all right, cool. I didn't know I was meeting your mom today. And she was like, you not. You not meeting my mom today. Let's slow down. Let's hold off on the introductions. I haven't seen my mom in however long, and I'm just excited to see her. I want to spend my first night with my mama. And that's she kind of put him in a position where he couldn't say anything, because then he would have looked like an a-hole if he would have been like, oh god dang, you want to stay at your mama house? You told me you was gonna stay at my house. Sounded like Brittany. So he drops her off and he leaves. She takes all her stuff and she runs up, hugs her mom, and then she explains that before she went to jail or prison, her and her mom's relationship had started getting rocky, and now she's in a much better space with her mom. Like, when she ended up getting locked up, like, her mom moved from Indiana to be closer to her. She moved from Indiana to Virginia to be closer to her daughter, and so that her daughter would have somewhere to come to once she got out of jail. And to me, it's just like, if that's the case, maybe in order to get what she wanted to get from him, she needed him to pick her up from jail, because she knew that they were going to be on this show. I don't know. Because in my mind, it's just like, if you haven't seen your mom in that long, and your mom is really the first person that you want to see and stuff like that, like, why your mom ain't come pick you up? But then at the same time, then maybe it's all within the plans and the workings of how the show's supposed to be, that the person that they talking to is supposed to come pick them up from jail. Because I tell you what, Ray family ain't care nothing about that. They was like, yeah, I know that you said that you was supposed to be going to pick him up, but we gonna ride with you because we want to see him too. And I feel like her mom could have did the same thing, but she just didn't, because maybe she hasn't introduced him to her mama. So once they kind of say their hellos and hug each other, and her mom's crying and stuff like that, she gets comfortable. She's in the house and she's sitting in the bed texting somebody else. She's asking them, When am I gonna get to see you? And the other person, they can't even get there today. Cause if I remember correctly, they was like, oh, we'll see what's going on this weekend or something like that. So it's somebody she planned on meeting up with, and she definitely couldn't get in the house to send that text. And mind you, she is sending that text message with the phone that Deontay brought her. We're gonna end off the episode with Stan and Lisa. Stan is going to pick up Lisa. Um, he done rented a hotel somewhere close to the prison so he can be close by. I like how he had them wigs and that seatbelt. He was like, "Look, I ain't spent $1,300 to just have these things just rolling around in the back seat." So he got the wigs and the seatbelt. He's talking about how he can't wait for her to get out and all this other stuff. And you can actually tell, like, maybe Stan does really like her or whatever, or maybe he has convinced himself that this is going to work. If she is willing to distance herself from her family and stuff like that. So we don't know. We shall see. He's outside the prison. He's looking for Lisa. It looks kind of cold out there. So he's out there doing his little, old folks aerobics and moving his arms around, trying to stay warm or whatever. But he's out there. It seemed like ain't nobody in that parking lot. Nobody but, nothing but city cars. It's just nothing out there. Nobody out there. Nobody walking around. No traffic going by. Like, I don't even think the wind was blowing. Like, it was just so dead out there in that parking lot. But they end the episode with him kind of looking like, oh, is that? Oh, I think I see somebody. Is that Lisa? So we don't know if that's her, but I'm sure. But I tell you what, Stan was getting impatient because after he waited 15 minutes, he was like, look, now they cutting into my time, and I don't like that. So he ain't playing. He ready for her to get out. He ready to see her. He ready for her to throw that wig on and ready to do whatever they gonna do in that hotel, that basement, or whatever. Because he made sure he said he got one that was right by the prison, probably about 5 minutes away. He gonna get her in the car and take her straight to the hotel. But that's the end of the episode. I'm excited for the new episode that's supposed to be coming out, because then I feel like we'll be able to get deeper into the story with Brittany and Ray, kind of get his side, kind of get Lisa's side, and kind of get whatever vibe that we're going to get from them. So thank y'all again for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, you can comment. You can leave those questions in the comments. Even if my audio sounds better, let me know. I'm gonna listen for it, but I'm trying to work these things out. So I hope that this video was a little more clear than my other videos. So I thank everybody for watching. I thank my little couple of subscribers that I done got over these last couple of days. I'm so excited to be going on this new YouTube journey. So and I'm excited to have y'all going along on this journey with me. So I will see y'all next week or this weekend with the review for episode 4. Thank y'all again, and I'll see y'all next time.